And a very good evening, East Africa. Welcome to yet a brand new and also exciting week of the desk, now more than ever. I'm yours truly, Shadrach Shagaf Kisami. And remember, every time it's Wednesday, it's all about the desk, folks. Now, thank you for all those who keep us company every week in and out. Many thanks to also all those ones that keep themselves glued onto U24 television. Now, we trust that every time you watch U24, you are inspired, you're motivated, but above all, you are educated. And for those who keep themselves glued to the desk, the continent's leading intellectual platform. Now, if you are a girl child or a mother to a girl, you better sit back, relax, better lean forward or even stand up, because tonight the lady in the chair, I'm telling you, she's one of those very phenomenal. She's into philanthropy, motivational speaking, and ministry. She's a pastor. I get a chance, one of those rare ones, to sit down with a pastor as we share how, you know, a youth, a girl out can make it out there, wherever you are. Chibuli chikuba mutwe chambogo, it does not matter where you are. All you need to do is listen to Pastor Peninah Asiimwe. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you. Finally. Yeah.
I'm starstruck. I'm your fan.
Oh. So am I.
We've been talking online for a while. I've been seeing your work.
Yeah.
And I've been moved, you know.
Amen.
What you've been doing with the youth.
Yes.
What you've been doing with the Girlchild. I think that is a statement.
Yes.
So I just want to start first. You introduce yourself, then you take us from how this whole thing started.
Wow, thank you so much. My name is Asiimwe Peninah. I'm the pastor of Equippers Global Network. I'm an author, currently published a book with Fountain, The Journey to Self-Discovery. I'm a TV personality. I'm into charity and so many other things. But today I'm here to have a one-on-one with Shadrach because of the most sensitive issues that are. It's a crisis we can't neglect about the girl child. And if you can't speak, or since I'm representing church, if the church cannot solve the girl child problem, it has failed. I mean, So I'm not going to speak as a person that is so experienced with it, but a person who has been a girl child before, what I've gone through, the girls I've been exposed to, but also intertwined with revelational knowledge that, you know, there is where our knowledge ceases, our experiences cease, our exposure cease, but that is where there is a certain knowledge that the world ought to know in order to make decisions that are not only rational, but are going to be generational. They're going to bring about mindset change, but also they're going to become a generational impact. We're going to leave for the next girl child era. You know, Penny, you're talking about mindset change. Yes. With the girls, is it the girls keeping themselves where they are because they've not had the mindset shift, or the people like you who have made it have not, you know, taken a chance to help them shift their mindset? Well, there is so much that is going on, especially when it comes to sensitizing the girl child. It's known, actually. It's known everywhere, in schools, outside schools. It's not working because of the strategy. You see, indoctrination is not the way to help or to shift mindset. It has to be a reformation. It cannot be indoctrination, because indoctrination is more of what we have found, what we ought to carry. Then we recycle it, we do it over and over again. But when you talk about a mindset shift, we are talking about a reposition in knowledge, because through knowledge, mindsets are formed. What kind of knowledge is forming our girls in school, at home, in their literates, whatever they do, in their social interactions? Who is feeding them? Look at the media. What is it feeding them? So when you talk about mindset change... What is the media? What are we feeding the girls? I don't know. Shadrach, you may have a 1-hour show, but look at the girls being educated by the media 24/7, and not only reduced to the African setup, but to the international setup. They begin to adopt that as a culture. They begin to adopt it as a mindset. They begin to exercise it as a norm, and before you know it, the parents begin to question, why are you doing this? Why can't they do it? It is the information they are feeding on, and why are you questioning the reflection? So when we talk about a mindset change, I'm talking about a total shift from a different paradigm to a different paradigm. But the only way we can help the girl child, as a teacher in school, beyond the subjects you're teaching, what kind of information are you passing on to these girls that is going to help them morally? I'm talking about a moral regeneration. Because before a moral regeneration, you cannot talk about mindset change. Because when I talk about mindset change, I'm talking about what has decayed in the girl child. You understand? So I'm talking about a spiritual regeneration, a moral regeneration, a cultural infusion. I'm talking about parents taking charge of their girls, not being, by the time the world begins to indoctrinate them, it is a dilute mindset. But if you neglect to feed them right from home, feed them right from school, before you know it, the peers are influencing them, they are feeding them, TV is informing it, and before you know, we are looking at decay, and you're questioning, why is my girl?
So we are blaming everyone else. Where are the parents in this equation?
The parents have also succumbed to the ignorance they are from, because when you ask
they also girl children.
It's a cycle. We are talking about a cycle. It's generational. You understand? So if we want to talk about, to break the chain of mindset change, especially in the girl child, we are looking at a total shift, like I said, repositioning in knowledge in every sector, that before they go out there to be shaken by the world, have we prepared them? I've been a victim of unpreparedness. I was a young mother at the age of 16.
With a very beautiful girl, I've seen.
With a very beautiful girl who just made 10 years old. I'm so proud of her. But had I got the information I have today, probably, I'm not saying she's a mistake, but there are changes I would have done if I had doctrine surrounding me in terms of like what can help me out of my human experience or past experiences or bad exposures or influence within the peers I had, I wouldn't have succumbed to that state.
But you know, Peninah, talking about that, I feel like it's a complex one, because you know, girls now have been really equipped with reproduction health, and they have given them all the avenues of not getting pregnant, all the avenues of not contracting STDs.
Yes.
But the thing is, they're still sleeping around. They're still doing
because
everything they ought to do. But you may not know it. You know, with Peninah, we know, okay, she got a child. Okay, there are results to what she's been doing. But there's this one who has been schooled properly, what we call, they've been educated with reproduction health. So they're still doing what they're doing, but there's no results to that.
Exactly. You know why? Because we are trying to deal with the symptoms of the problem. By the time I'm giving condoms to a girl, that this is your protection, because I failed to teach her about self-control, it goes back to the church. By the time I'm telling a girl that sneaking out of home is bad, it's because I've not taught her the values of discipline in home. Before I give a girl contraceptives, it's because I've not doctrinated her about her purity and dignity. I'm trying to deal with a decayed system in her to contain the symptoms, but there is a problem I ought to deal with from the root.
You know, on that point, whether it's right or wrong for parents or teachers to give contraceptives to the girls, chori kuita omuganda chita pano beating or ikoma pano beating yet the chichaya biseda. Let's go for a short break. We return. I'm still with this lady Asiimwe Peninah, who is a pastor, and she's also a media personality. Interesting conversations getting heated up. I return in a moment.
Thank you.
And welcome back. Now, in case you just joined us, I'm afraid you've missed the very first, insightful, and also heated up segment of this very lovely episode of The Desk. I am telling you, the lady in the chair, she says it as she knows it, she says it as she sees it, she hits from the hip. I am telling you, boy, oh boy. Now, in case you're a girl child or someone is on TV, call them up and tell them that The Desk is live on U24 television. Now, for you, if you want to continue with this conversation, you can follow us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Do that for Shadrach Kisame and do that for U24 television. So if people want to get more of this, you're on social media?
Yeah, I'm on social media. I'm on Facebook, Asiimwe Peninah, Instagram, Asiimwe Peninah, Twitter, Asiimwe Peninah. Just the same thing.
Okay.
YouTube, Yeah.
What did you have to say about, there are people I see, people keep telling me, no, Shadrach, I reached out to you. I'm like, who? A lot of people reach out to me. I know your name. You're not Chimbugwe Justin. No, I am Purple Pink. Those people who change their names, or I am Chu Y, or I am Blue Red.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that?
Auntie, those are symptoms. Again, like I said, you see, the problem is not when I talk about self-disguise, is trying to impersonate what I'm not.
Right.
And it's what is normality today.
That's why you're calling yourself Pink Patra.
Yeah, it's disguise. It's because you cannot relate, you cannot interface, you cannot interrogate yourself about who you are.
Correct.
And in the pursuit to control these symptoms, you begin to disguise with any form that comes in, whether it's a name, whether it's a habit, whether it's an addiction.
Right.
So, like I say, if church cannot solve these problems, we have failed.
What if I'm a Muslim?
What I mean by church, you see, that's the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah.
What I mean by church, I mean, you see, everyone has their setup that controls them, and the first setup is God. It doesn't matter which religion you go to.
Okay, so when you say church, you mean affiliation,
any institution
affiliation,
that you're
religious,
affiliated with. Because I mean, and when I talk about church, I mean doctrine, the knowledge of God.
Yeah.
How it comes, I don't know how it comes, but trust me, we ought to go back to the foundation of how things ought to be.
Pastor, I want to talk about the contraceptives, like Omana agenda kusomero, or they're going to campus or high school, and I'm like, okay, I know my child, she's been jumping around with boys.
Yes.
I pack for them like 3 packs of contraceptives.
Exactly.
Am I doing a right thing?
No. You're doing the right thing because you're already dealing with damage. Okay, you understand what I'm talking about?
Okay, you're already dealing with damage.
You understand? If I find my daughter sneaking out of the house, in the middle of the night, the next day I'll be like, babe, can I drop you? Let me drop you wherever you go as a parent, because I've already failed my role. So I have to become the failed image of my daughter because it's what I nurtured. I'll give an example. When man had failed God in the Garden of Eden, God came to man. He became whatever man became. Okay, man can only affiliate with me when he hears the thunderous voice, I'll become that. Man can only affiliate with me when I become an image, I will become that. He got out of his context as God to soothe or to satisfy the curiosity of what man had as God. What do I mean as a parent? As a parent, if I know that my daughter has been sleeping around, I've already failed. So what I do, I begin to endorse.
Crisis manage.
Thank you. I become what she has become. And that is total failure. So when we talk about a mindset shift, I am not talking about contraceptives, but they'll need them. I'm not talking about abortions. I'm not talking about following your child when she goes to the bar, you follow them. There is still
what Pastor is saying, abstain.
No, it's not what I'm even saying. Because abstinence is also knowledge. It's not, people are starving the need. When you're an addict and you starve the need will later control you and you will need to sedate it. I'm not talking about starvation because abstinence is starvation. I'm talking about nurturing a child from the grassroots. These are things, as a mother, before you go to even make money, these are things you ought to involve in your child's life.
Money is so important, Peninah, but
it is. But you get the money, and before you know it, where is your child? Where is the future?
But that's the thing. Do people care? Do we care anymore?
Because of the system. Like I said, it needs a total reset. A reformation.
Because someone is going to tell you,
it's okay. Agende, but wagenda when she comes back home. What has the system done to her that you failed to do? Before you know it, these are the kids we see in Butabika. Your kid is going to run to rehab. We are going to find her on the street selling her dignity. We are going to find them stealing, robbing, on drugs, on what? Because you have failed as a mother or as a father or as a guardian. I'm trying to say that there is still hope to deal with the seed from the grassroots before it becomes a fruit that you cannot taste as well. You understand? I'm not talking about abstinence. I'm talking about nurturing the child to a level of self-control.
Like they don't
you understand?
They don't need.
They know evil. They know good, but they still choose to do what is right and appropriate at the end of the day.
Correct. In most cases, we see parents saying, omwana yanema, omwana yanema to the extent tinamuvako, oyo mwana yanze namuvako, like
no molekerani,
like what? What do you think has led to this? Like,
of course, the system. First of all, I'm going to blame the system to some level, because you see,
but
what,
the system
what
is abstract.
happening?
Who is the system?
We are the system. When I talk about the system, I talk about you.
Yeah.
So change begins with me.
Yeah.
Whatever I want to see in my daughter's life, I have to live. I become the blueprint from which she looks up to and says, I want to be like mommy. Whatever you want to see in your Simanya children or whatever,
correct.
You have to live it. You're the best inspiration to that child.
Yeah.
But you cannot tell me that you're a drunkard father coming home and you're telling your child not to drink. You can't.
Yeah.
It's an assumption.
Yeah.
So we as the system, we are living a different life, expecting different results.
So Peninah, do we then say that most of the cases of the drunks that we see, you know, the prostitution that is growing,
they are the fruits.
teenage mothers, you know, teenage pregnancies, is because probably there's had something to do with the parents?
Those are our fruits. You see, when I look at my daughter, I look at my fruit. She came out of me. Whatever she is, I'm responsible for it.
But there are a lot of things I am that my father is not.
You understand? You know why? Because as you grew, you were exposed to different cultures. You were exposed to different realms of knowledge, which nurtured you to who you are today.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to say? So all I'm saying is, if parents are also involved in this movement of change, because charity begins at home.
Yeah.
Before your child goes to church to be indoctrinated by church, what have you done as a parent?
Yeah.
Before your child goes out there to be mentored by the world, what is your role?
Let's even talk about how school has taken the role of parents. Like,
exactly.
Like a teacher is taking back the child to school after holding a
exactly. Because, you know,
have
when we fail,
school so much power.
You know what I call like the blame game. When I fail to do my part, and I get my money to pay the teachers to do a job I failed to do in my children. Whatever product she comes out, I say, you understand? But you know what I'm trying to say? That before we blame the culture, before we blame church, before we blame the institution, before we blame anyone, have we sat down and re-evaluated the kind of doctrine that we live at home, the kind of content we expose our kids to? Because what you saw is what you read at the end of the day. Before they are too broken for repair, because experience is the best teacher to the fools. You understand? When, before man succumbed to consequence, God gave him knowledge. But when you reject knowledge, you succumb to consequence. Before we repair these wounds that have penetrated deeper, before we mend these scars, can we begin on a level of knowledge to shift the mindset that the outlook or the reflection of it may be parallel to the future we envision?
Before we go for a short break, isn't it too late?
It's not. No one is beyond repair.
How do we start? How do we start? Because it goes a long way, you know. It goes up because right now
we need a collective approach. You see, I'll give an example before we end that. When countries were attacked in the times of war, not every man went to his house and said, when the enemy arrives at my house, I'll fight.
Then I'll fight, yes.
You've already lost the battle. When the war came, men were sent out. They were like, go and fight. Women were separated, put somewhere. When they won the war, they would come back and rebuild the ruins. That is the stage we have reached. The enemy has already attacked us. What we ought to do is to get involved in the warfare, and we fight this fight if we are looking at the future. But we are building bridges we break. That before our children cross them, they have to build their own bridges. We are building things that satisfy us. We are not looking at the future. But if we want to go to the future, we ought to become the sacrifice of the future we envision. I was coming, I found the momentum, the independence momentum. The man was chained. He's still in chain, but he's lifting up a child in freedom. You understand? So if at all we are going to perish along the way in trying to create a future we want to see, we ought to sacrifice for now.
So when you talk about sacrificing, for a parent who is watching, you probably down there in a way, what do they do with their daughter who is still fresh? Let me
tell you something. It's never too late. No one is broken beyond repair. I thought if I am what I am today, I mean, anyone can change. But the question is, we need support systems.
Yeah.
We need a collective approach.
Yeah.
We need diversity of knowledge.
Yeah.
It's not a one-man battle.
Yeah.
It is an army. We ought to rise up in power and fight this. Or you're the one staying in the neighborhood. These children are yours. They are not for their mother. They are also yours because that thing has also changed. Yes.
The child is for the community.
Exactly. The child is for the community. Exactly. You understand? That is why there was a certain level of morality then, which is not there today.
Before you take us back to ATS, let me just take a quick breather.
Okay.
I take a quick breather and I return. The desk takes a break and the desk returns in a moment.
Amen.
All right, now it's about that time where we have the last 10 minutes of the desk. And I'm telling you, we're broadcasting here at our home at Nile Avenue at Nakasero Hill. I'm talking UBC headquarters. But guess what? You are live on U24 television. And I'm telling you, I'm still with my sit down with the pastor, mentor. She's done mentor coaching. She's been with media, philanthropy, motivational speaking. So the pastor, Asiimwe Peninah, and we're just trying to understand what to do for the girl child, what to do for the youths out there, how to start as parents, as leaders, what to do for these people. I know you have picked a leaf, but for more of this discussion, you can follow us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Do that for Shadrach Kisame, and do that for U24 television. But if you are not on TV, the desk is also live on my YouTube channel, Shadrach Kisame. Don't forget to subscribe and also hit that notification bell in case I put up something. You'll be definitely the first to know. Now, Peninah, we have been talking about a lot, so many things. Where's government in this?
Well, like I said, it begins from the head and roots. Even when God is dealing with the world, he begins with the head.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So where is government's place in this? Government have to be actively involved because this is their place. These are their people.
Yeah.
And if you cannot contain them from the grassroots level, you cannot maintain them at reflection level. So you can put symposiums, events, content creators, on media.
Government center. For symposiums,
no. They have halls, they have spaces. You understand? This thing is not about money. We ought to send an army down from the grassroots, like I said. They ought to sensitize every sector to be mindful about what is going to become. Because what are you governing if the products you're governing are decayed? What? Because government is as good as its people. It's as good as its content. It's as good as its fruits. You understand? So, as the government, it has to be very involved in these things because they take them for granted. But these are the future mothers. This is the future you're leaving. These are the fruits you're bearing. When they look at them, they're like, this is his regime. You understand? So, that's a call to action to the government to be involved in these matters as they prioritize every other matter. Because morality is key. Especially with the girl child. And then to the mothers. The mothers out there. These are your children. These are your babies. These are your seeds. Begin to water them from the grassroots level. The culture. Begin to revive those things that used to instill values and integrity to the children. Not as an eventual thing or as something to sit and talk about, but to be actively involved in these matters.
Correct.
The health workers, the TV personalities, media, you have done a very bad job at really distorting our children's mindsets. Beyond that, TV, beyond the content you're giving, beyond that, what else are you telling these children? Because these are your children. Right. So I call it a collective approach. Let us come together as an army and we begin to fight what is distorting our girls. Right.
So I had a lady. I think my producer Stanley remembers the lady the only person who was fighting for the boy child.
The boy child.
But people do not really.
You know why?
If we do not train the boy child,
because it's not a gender role here.
Do they affect the girl child? If the boy child is not,
they have been neglected. The distortion is in humanity. It's not in gender.
Okay. Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Today we've been talking about the girl child.
Yes, yes.
But I wish I could say something about it, which I don't want to go through. But many people are doing these things. The distortion is not just in the girl child, it's in the boy child, it's in everyone. It is a humanity crisis.
Yeah.
It is a moral decay that needs a regeneration. So, as we're talking to the girls, talk to the boys too. Because these are the husbands tomorrow. These are the fathers.
Right, right.
And before you know it, we're going to have as many single mothers as much as
Exactly.
possible.
We're having a lot of.
You understand?
We're having a lot of single men, and I was having a debate the other day with someone, and I'm saying, is it because the girls or is it the boys?
No, who is impregnating them? The men.
Okay, but then after impregnating, then
exactly,
then
because if they don't have the morals of if they have not been trained to father, they will run away. Fatherhood is responsibility. It is a mindset. It is not an assumption.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So if they're not nurtured into it, they will run away. They will fear. They have not been prepared for it. And these girls battle alone. So as we are talking to the girls, let's talk to the boys too, because the distortion is general.
Yeah, because boys are only taught to look for money.
Exactly. They will look for it and they will beat your girls. They will look for it and they will leave your girls homeless. They will look for it.
Someone told me they need beating.
No.
Someone told me, well, girls of these days, they need beating.
Auntie, because when you fail to nurture it from grassroots, you need to break it when it has already grown.
So Mama Kube, should the boys beat the
No.
girls?
What I'm trying to say that all that is a symptom of the root that ought to be dealt with.
Yeah.
You understand? Because we can try to contain the symptoms. We can take them to mentorship classes. We can try to disguise all this. But when the true reality of what is happening can be nurtured.
You know, before we wind up, or before I forget Peninah, the girls or people who have watched you and they say, oh, maybe someone is watching from Kawempe, like, hey, I would want to be like Pastor Peninah. And they want to,
we have equipped sessions every Thursday at BM Hotel, that is in Sivambi Road. There's equipped sessions.
Sivambi Road is where?
In Mengo.
Mengo, okay.
Mengo and Sivambi Road. We have equipped sessions. For now, we are soon launching our book of Journey to Self-Discovery.
Okay.
But you can follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook, follow me on YouTube and Twitter, LinkedIn, Asiimwe Peninah, same names. Contact me. We can always have a one-on-one sessions. We can have a general session.
So do people pay?
No. No payment, because we believe what we've received, it is an honor to give it back to them. We cannot be paid by what we hold. We are custodians of the doctrine that God has given us, and it's an honor to share it at every encounter and exposure. Yeah.
So it's been a very interesting discussion tonight, and we can never exhaust all this in the 30 minutes that we get here on the desk. But there's a girl child who is watching you right now, and they're at the verge. They're at crossroads. They're doing what they're doing because they need to survive. China way, there's no family to talk about. Probably they were with a single mom who now got married, and now she's there. She's staying with her boyfriend. China wakudukira really. What do they do now?
There is power that lies within you. At the end of the day, we can fight an outward battle. But when we begin to deal with these things within, that is why I wrote that book of the Journey to Self-Discovery.
So where do they find it? Is it still there?
Yeah, we are launching it soon.
Okay.
Yeah, we are going to let you know when it's already out on our social handles and all that. Yeah. What I'm trying to say is, begin to fight. Before I help you, I'll find you in motion.
Okay.
You cannot give food to who that does not need it. You understand? Okay. It may never make sense.
Yeah.
If you're tired and on the verge of self-neglect and abandonment, reach out to the people around you. Yeah. Those you look up to, those you think maybe that inspire you. Yeah. First reach out to them, talk to them. Yeah. Have a one-on-one with them. Yeah. You see, content is not only reduced to me or to him or to what. Yeah. There are places I can't reach, but there are people there. People that are not even known, you understand? Yeah. So let us begin to honor knowledge. Yeah. Because there is a knowledge crisis today. Not because knowledge is not there. We have rejected the true knowledge we need. Yeah. And we are hearkening to what we don't need. So reach out to centers around you, people around you, people that inspire you, families that inspire you, the elder people. Sometimes they have what they may tell you, but because you don't show need for it, they may never give it to you. Yeah, yeah. So I think a call to action to all this is change begins with you. Right, right. Before you say, my boyfriend did this and this, what are you doing about it? Yeah. Before you say, my girlfriend did this and this, what have you done about it? Yeah. Or what did you do to lead to that? Yeah. Work on yourself. Yeah. And when you heal, you spread the healing to those around.
I am telling you, I'm telling you, Pastor Peninah here is a pastor, and you know, pastors, they really, really never stop.
Yes.
And in most cases, TV has trained me that I remember, oh, I'm not at the pulpit. I'm on TV, and right now, after a movie is coming up next, there people who are like, Shadrach, get off. Movie is coming up next, and I'm telling you, that movie is a good one. It's a blockbuster. Watch out for it. But from me and the entire 24 management, we want to say many thanks for all of you who have kept yourselves onto tonight's episode of The Desk. I'm telling you, and I'm so sure you have picked a leaf or two. And for you who has someone that has missed it, it is on my YouTube channel, Shadrach Kisame, and also continue the conversation on social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. But remember, every time it's Wednesday, it's all about The Desk, folks, for U24 television. Now, for me and the entire 24 management, we'd like to say good night, good luck, adios for God and my country. May the good Lord bless this beautiful Uganda. Now, until next week, same place, same time, and of course, same host, good night.